A peaceful spring afternoon on Sullivan's Island, South Carolina was shattered by an act of shocking violence on May 1, 2025. What began as a family dispute escalated dramatically, culminating in a horrifying hit-and-run incident at a church playground. The alleged perpetrator, identified as Collin Adams, 36, of Greenville, South Carolina, now faces multiple serious charges. The events unfolded around 12:50 p.m. near the Sunrise Presbyterian Church, a place usually filled with the sounds of children's laughter. Instead, it became the scene of chaos and fear, leaving a community reeling and several individuals, including young children and a teacher, injured. The suddenness of the attack left little time for anyone to react, turning an ordinary day into an unforgettable nightmare for all involved. The sequence of events began inside a vehicle, where authorities report Adams was a passenger. An alarming altercation with his mother, who was driving, set the stage for the subsequent terror. This initial confrontation reportedly involved threats and a weapon, forcing his mother to make a desperate decision to ensure her own safety. After she fled the car, Adams allegedly took control of the vehicle. His actions thereafter suggest a deliberate and terrifying turn towards the nearby church, a place of sanctuary and learning. The community, known for its quiet charm and family-friendly atmosphere, was completely unprepared for the events that were about to transpire, forever marking this date with a sense of profound shock and disbelief. The horror intensified as Adams allegedly drove the car at a high rate of speed directly into the playground area of Sunrise Presbyterian Church. At the time, the playground was occupied by students and staff, enjoying what should have been a safe environment. Police have described the incident not as a tragic accident but as an intentional act, specifically targeting the children and adults present. The deliberate nature of this assault adds a particularly chilling dimension to the crime, raising questions about the suspect's motives and state of mind leading up to that dreadful moment. The impact on the small, tight-knit island community has been immense, with residents struggling to comprehend how such an event could occur in their peaceful haven. The scene at the playground was one of immediate panic and devastation. Approximately 40 students witnessed the terrifying attack, an experience that will undoubtedly leave lasting emotional scars. The innocence of a typical school day was violently interrupted, replaced by images of danger and harm inflicted upon their peers and their teacher. The swiftness with which the car entered the play area and struck its victims underscores the vulnerability of those present. This incident serves as a stark reminder of how quickly normalcy can be upended by unforeseen acts of violence, leaving a community to grapple with the aftermath and the long road to healing that lies ahead for everyone affected by this tragic day. The chain of events leading to the playground horror began with a deeply unsettling altercation inside a car. Collin Adams was reportedly in the back seat of his mother's vehicle when the situation escalated dramatically. According to law enforcement reports, Adams allegedly pulled a knife on his mother and made explicit threats to cut her. This terrifying confrontation placed his mother in an incredibly dangerous position, forcing her to react quickly to protect herself from harm. The confined space of the car likely amplified the intensity of the threat, leaving her with few options. Her fear for her life was palpable, as described in official accounts of the incident, highlighting the severe nature of the initial conflict. Faced with an immediate threat to her safety, Adams' mother made the courageous decision to exit the vehicle and run away from the escalating danger. This act of self-preservation removed her from the direct line of harm, but left Adams alone in the car with the means to inflict further damage. Once his mother had fled, Adams reportedly moved into the driver's seat and took control of the car. It was at this critical juncture that the incident shifted from a domestic dispute to a public menace, with Adams now mobile and, according to police, with a clear and dangerous intent. This transition happened rapidly, setting the stage for the tragic events that would soon unfold at the nearby church playground. After gaining control of the vehicle, Adams allegedly sped off, his destination being the Sunrise Presbyterian Church. Witnesses and police reports indicate that he drove at a high rate of speed as he approached the church's playground area. His first victim upon entering the playground was a 12-year-old child. The impact, though thankfully resulting in minor injuries for this particular child, marked the terrifying beginning of the assault on the unsuspecting individuals enjoying their time outdoors. The sudden appearance of a speeding vehicle in a designated safe space like a playground created instant confusion and terror among those present, who had no warning of the impending danger. The assault did not stop there. After striking the 12-year-old, Adams then allegedly slammed the vehicle into a teacher. The force of this impact was severe, reportedly throwing the teacher over the hood and onto the roof of the car before she landed on the ground. Continuing his destructive path, Adams then struck a 10-year-old child. This young victim became pinned under the vehicle when it eventually came to a rest on the sidewalk adjacent to the playground. The car, noted to have a ground clearance of only 4.6 inches, created a perilous situation for the trapped child, requiring immediate and careful intervention from first responders. The sequence of these impacts was rapid and brutal, leaving multiple victims in its wake. The aftermath of the playground attack left several individuals with varying degrees of injuries, each a testament to the violence of the incident. The 12-year-old child who was first struck by the vehicle was fortunate to escape with what authorities described as minor injuries. This child received medical attention at the scene and was subsequently treated and released, a small mercy amidst the chaos. While the physical wounds may have been less severe for this young victim, the psychological impact of such a terrifying event is undoubtedly significant. The relief of the child's relatively quick physical recovery was tempered by the grave concern for the other victims, who were more seriously harmed. The teacher who was struck by the car sustained serious injuries. The force with which she was hit, being thrown over the vehicle, indicated the severity of the impact. As of late May 2025, nearly a month after the May 1st incident, she remained hospitalized, underscoring the long and difficult road to recovery she faces. Her dedication to her students was met with an unimaginable act of violence, and her prolonged hospital stay speaks to the critical nature of her condition. The community has undoubtedly rallied around her, offering support and prayers for her healing, as she was a beloved figure at the church and school, now a symbol of resilience in the face of such adversity. The 10-year-old child who was pinned under the vehicle endured a particularly harrowing ordeal. Being trapped beneath the car until emergency personnel could safely extricate them must have been an incredibly traumatic experience. This child was hospitalized for their injuries but was later discharged, an outcome described by many, including authorities, as a miracle, given the circumstances. The child's mother later gave a powerful statement in court, articulating the profound trauma her child and family have endured. Her words painted a vivid picture of the fear, pain, and the long-term emotional toll that such an event inflicts upon its youngest and most vulnerable victims, even those who physically survive. Beyond the physical injuries, the emotional and psychological toll on the approximately 40 students who witnessed the attack is immense. These children saw their friends and their teacher violently struck by a vehicle in a place they associated with safety and fun. Such exposure to violence at a young age can have lasting effects, leading to anxiety, fear, and post-traumatic stress. The entire Sullivan's Island community has been shaken, with parents and residents grappling with how to support these children and restore a sense of security. The incident has undoubtedly prompted discussions about safety measures and mental health support for all those affected, as they navigate the difficult path towards healing from this shared trauma. Following the horrific series of impacts on the playground, the airbags in the vehicle Adams was driving deployed. This event may have incapacitated the car or prompted Adams to abandon it. He then allegedly fled the scene of devastation on foot, attempting to evade responsibility for his actions. Reports indicate he ran towards a nearby residential area, adding another layer of alarm for the local community, as an individual who had just committed such a violent act was now at large. The immediate concern for law enforcement was to locate and apprehend him swiftly to prevent any further harm, and to begin the process of bringing justice to the victims. His flight suggested a clear awareness of the gravity of his actions. The manhunt for Collin Adams involved a coordinated effort from multiple law enforcement agencies. He reportedly ran to a boat lift at a nearby property and attempted to hide in that area. Authorities, determined to capture him, utilized various resources, including a Charleston County aviation unit, which deployed a helicopter to aid in the search from above. It was also believed that Adams might still be armed with the knife he allegedly used to threaten his mother earlier, increasing the urgency and caution exercised by the pursuing officers. After a tense search, law enforcement successfully located and apprehended Adams, bringing an end to his attempt to escape. Initially, Collin Adams was charged with 3 counts of attempted murder, reflecting the severity of his alleged actions against the 3 individuals struck on the playground. He also faced 1 count of first-degree assault and battery for the earlier altercation and threats made against his mother in the car. These charges underscored the violent nature of the entire episode, from its inception to its tragic culmination. However, the legal proceedings did not end there. Nearly a month after the May 1st incident, in late May 2025, additional charges were filed against Adams. According to newly released affidavits, he now faces an additional 3 counts of assault and battery in the first degree, further detailing the harm inflicted upon the victims. As the legal process moves forward, information regarding Adams's background has emerged. His attorney stated that Adams had voluntarily checked himself into a psychiatric unit approximately 2 weeks prior to the incident. During that time, he was reportedly diagnosed with depression and prescribed medication, specifically Lexapro. This information provides a potential context for his state of mind, although it does not excuse the alleged actions. Collin Adams was last reported as being held without bond at the Al Cannon Detention Center in Charleston County. His next court date was anticipated as the community and the victims continue to seek answers and justice for the terror inflicted upon them that day.